At the heart of our art style is a commitment to originality. And to achieve this, we are infusing the essence of the Victorian era with the mechanical workings of wind-up gears, dark and mysterious carnival motifs, and the touch of traditional Mongolian culture. The ultimate goal of the Bunnies is to escape the circus. But it's not as simple as it sounds. To achieve a victory, players must use all the skills and resources they have. Like our previous game, Fragile, the player will look through the lens of the innocent and must face impossible odds and overcome them. But this time, you are not alone. You will have friends and teammates beside you. Bunnies will start from the ground floor of the circus. The first thing they must do upon waking up is to loot the broken bunnies for the bottles. To make their way up, bunnies must activate one of the overhead conveyors because the floors are not accessible by foot. There are 4 floors and the 4th floor has the escape coaster. Each floor grants the players to access new tools. The bunnies who made it to the higher floors can open a shortcut for their teammates. If the bunny is brave and skilled enough, it can even dodge the magician's grasp. Magician's ultimate goal is to prevent the bunnies from escaping the circus. There are a few different ways to achieve this. He can throw the bunnies back to the lower levels. He can stop the bunnies from activating the conveyors, using his traps to capture the bunnies. Even when the bunnies are out of the reach of the magician, he can still bring them down mid-air. He can even kill the bunnies in the late game. In the late game of the Carnival Hunt, game shifts to something simple, but extra suspenseful. It will be faster, shorter, and heart-pounding for both sides. We are also constantly thinking about the series and the casual player base at the same time, so Carnival Hunt can provide for both player types.
When looting the broken bunnies, players can find new skill gear, empty toolbox or candy. And skill gear will give you bunnies new skills, and empty toolbox is needed for getting new tools, and candy is in-game currency. And these items can only be used in Jack's station, and Jack is roaming merchant / mechanic of the carnival. He can help you upgrade your gears, and he can also sell you new tools. With more candy, you can get better rarity tools from Jack, but keep in mind, you need your bottle to activate Jack's shop.
As we mentioned, our pride and joy is our gear system. The gear system was created for those who like to try out different builds, who like to come up with powerful combinations, thus adding the possibility to show off their individual skills. There are 3 types of gears, which are active gears, passive gears, and skill gears. In the lobby, players have the freedom to experiment with their active and passive gears at their own pace. But the skill gears can only be found during the match. Each gear will differ in their structures and combinations. Every type of gear serves a distinctive function and can synergize with one another. In addition to everything else, we're also planning to add a rewarding progression system as well as a ranked mode. He loved the carnival. As soon as he hears the familiar sounds of the carnival's music, the boy's heart would race with excitement and all of his fears would melt away. The bright lights, the smell of popcorn and cotton candy, and the sound of laughter were all he needed to forget about the world outside. His favorite was the freak show, a collective of extraordinary characters putting on a wonderful show. Even though he did not know any of them personally, he felt like they were his family. Oh yes, he loved the carnival. It was the only place that he felt safe. It was the only place where his father could not find him. Carnival Hunt is an asymmetric multiplayer horror game with a unique twist. Game will take place on a carnival ground during the Victorian era. On the outside, it is your typical carnival. Families having fun, playing, laughing, everyone is happy. But inside, deep down the rabbit hole, there is a completely different carnival. Carnivals are meant to make many people happy, but this one is just for one person's pleasure. All the characters in Carnival Hunt are basically wind-up dolls, except for one. So they are dependent on the wind-up mechanism inside them. They need to be charged in order to stay alive or to function better. What we mean by functioning better is, whenever a player gets an excess wind-up charge, they will be rewarded with a buff. Our bread and butter, pride and joy, is our signature gear system. It is essentially a character build system which we developed for Carnival Hunt. Its main purpose is to add more layers and just the right amount of complexity to the game. The gear system makes perfect sense because our characters are mechanical and they literally have gears inside them, which gives them the potential to swap out and upgrade their gears. We will explain the gear system in further detail later in the video. The magician and the bunny are the perfect characters, perfect opposites. That is why we chose this particular dynamic for Carnival Hunt. Bunnies represent innocence and the magician represents a mischievous character who tricks the innocent. Both sides have their advantages and disadvantages. Bunnies obviously can't directly fight back the magician, but they can use their small size and agility to disorient and escape from him. The bunnies can play dead among the broken bunnies, and they can also revive teammates who ran out of charge. The bunnies have the ability to use tools as well. These tools will have two functions. One type helps you progress to the next area, another type will be for mobility. The magician, on the other hand, is a towering figure with really long limbs. Along with his physical advantages, he also has many tricks up his sleeve. He can teleport between rooms using his magic boot. His rabbit-in-a-hat skill allows him to catch bunnies from a distance. He can also use the broken or captured bunnies as a projectile. If the magician is lucky or skilled enough, he might get that 2 bunnies with 1 bunny trophy. And last but not least, the imposter bunny. The imposter bunny is basically a trap of the magician. These bunnies can play dead, move, and even make the other bunnies immobile. The magician and the bunny dynamic is only the beginning of Carnival Hunt. We are planning to introduce new monsters and new storylines. As for monsters and their lore, we have so many exciting ideas.